Hi, welcome to my channel and the new video. Today we are doing something slightly different from my usual content, but I still hope you will like it. The reason is my TikTok channel kind of took off, so many people requested me to do a tutorial for a wizard wand. So that's what we're gonna do today. A wizard wand from paper and some glue. I hope you will like it. And let's start. We'll be creating this pretty rose gold wand with the crystals and wine on it. So let's talk materials. We'll need one A4 printing paper page. I usually use an old one, like an old invoice or a printout from the uni, but to keep this video pretty and tidy, I'll take a fresh blank page. To make our wand strong and sturdy, we will cover it with a layer of paper towel. You'll also need a regular school or craft glue. Important is that it's fluid one and not a stick glue. Hot glue is also quite a useful tool that I often use to decorate the wand. We'll create the vines with its help. At the handle of the wand, I'd like to put this pretty crystal, which I got at the local market stand, where they sell all kinds of stone, but I'm pretty sure you can find it online as well. And the final touch is acrylic paint in the color of your choice. I decided for a terracotta color for the base and silver vines covered with glitter. And of course a nice cup of coffee, or whatever you like to drink. Now let's get into the wand itself. I always create the main base first. Take your paper page and roll it diagonally as tight as possible. This way we will have nice and strong shape to work with. A little tip, try to roll it as tight as possible. You can loosen it up a bit after it's rolled. This step is usually the trickiest part according to many people, so no need to hurry, just be patient with yourself and you'll be just fine. If yours turned out too loose or you just don't like something about it, don't worry, just let it go and try again. Rolling the second time is much easier anyway. We aim to create a triangular shape, which means wider on one side and tighter on another. Since we are using a stone for our wand, it's important to make sure that it fits into the wider part. It doesn't have to be perfect, but has to fit at least a little bit. And if you're happy with the shape, it's time to glue it. It's very easy, just put some glue on the side and attach it nicely to the base, so the form holds the shape. Now you might ask, we have a small hole in the tip of our wand. What should I do? And the answer is pretty easy. You take hot glue and simply fill it in. Or if you don't have hot glue, just bend it a little and we will cover it with paper towel anyway, so it will look nice and tidy in the end. Let's glue our crystal now. I usually put a lot of hot glue inside and then a stone on top, and everything stays in place. And here we have our basic wand shape. Time to add some more elements, and here's where the hot glue is useful again. I create different swirls and vines with its help. It gives a nice visible structure to the wand and is pretty easy to work with. But if you don't want to, you can just skip this part. Here's our result so far, and I'm pretty happy with everything so far. Now we will make our wand strong and sturdy. For that, take your paper towel and divide it into layers, as many as possible. Mine has 3 layers, so I'm pulling apart it in 3 thin sheets. Take one side and make thinner strings out of it. It is much easier to work with stripes rather than the whole thing at the same time. After that, let's just start gluing them onto the wand. Put a quite generous amount of glue on the part of the wand and start adding the paper towel. I do it all in sections to have a better control. This stage is quite messy, as you can see, because I usually do it with fingers, and you can use a brush if you want to, but I prefer to do it with hands. Keep on adding the paper towel until you have covered the entire wand. And keep in mind that when you add glue, your paper becomes a bit soft and in some places even fragile, so just in case, be careful and don't overglue it at first. I think with time you will just get a feeling what works and what doesn't. As for the tip, add a generous amount of glue and flatten out the ends by attaching them to the base. Now that we've covered it all, we can still see that bubbly paper towel structure, and there are two ways to get rid of it. First, you could let the wand dry a little bit, and after it's still a bit wet, roll the wand between your hands. It will flatten out all the unneeded structure. And the other choice is to cover the wand with another layer of glue until the paper towel structure disappears. Sometimes I do both steps and it helps to achieve the best result. After you're happy with your shape, let it dry. You could use a hair dryer to speed it up, but I usually just leave it air dry overnight. When our wand is nice and dry, it's time to paint over it. I usually use brown tones to replicate that wood feeling, but again, it's completely up to you. I will cover it with terracotta first and then let it dry, and afterwards paint the vines with silver paint. I use a wider brush, but feel free to use anything else that you can find. A brush is a brush. When you paint, make sure that you cover all the tiny holes. I'm usually quite surprised how many I've missed out after it's fully dry and you can see it in the daylight. After the base is dry, I take some silver paint and start to cover all of our vines that we made with a hot glue. Precision is not really my thing, so I don't aim for perfection, but again, it's your decision. Now that our vines are dry as well, I add a little bit of spice to it in form of silver glitter paint. I just can't resist a little sparkle. And that's pretty much it. Now you have your own wizard wand, and my prediction for you, you won't be able to stop and will keep on making this in different shapes and colors, as the technique is pretty much the same. So yeah, that's about it for this tutorial. Now we have our pretty wizard wand. I hope you like it, and I really hope you try it at home, and if you do, share your results with me. I really love to see them. And yeah, that's it for me. Happy crafting, use your imagination, and see you in my next video, TikTok or Instagram. Bye!